The artery clogging process starts in your 20s. By age 40, most people already have measurable plaque, and 9 out of 10 of them are making at least one of these 10 daily mistakes right now. Stay with me, because number 7 is the one that genuinely surprises people, even those who think they are doing everything right. Heart disease is the number 1 killer in the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, and Canada. But here is what most people do not realize. It is not a sudden event. It is a slow, quiet process happening inside your arteries every single day. And the most dangerous part, many of the triggers are habits we consider completely normal. Some of them even feel healthy. Let me walk you through all 10 so you can start correcting them today. Mistake number 1. Blaming fat when the real villain is refined carbs. For decades we were told that fat clogs arteries. But the science has shifted significantly. It is sugar and refined carbohydrates, white bread, white pasta, pastries, and breakfast cereals that trigger the insulin spikes that cause real damage. Those spikes drive your liver to produce VLDL cholesterol and small dense LDL particles. And those small dense LDL particles are the ones that burrow into arterial walls and start plaque formation. Dietary fat alone does not do that at the same rate. So if you have been eating low-fat but high-carb for years, you may actually have been accelerating the very problem you were trying to prevent. The American Heart Association has updated its guidance to reflect this, moving away from blanket fat restrictions toward reducing refined carbohydrates and added sugars. Mistake number 2. Skipping sleep. This one is underestimated by almost everyone. When you consistently get less than 6 hours of sleep, your body produces significantly more C-reactive protein, that is your primary inflammation marker. Research shows sleep deprivation raises CRP levels by 25%. And chronic inflammation is one of the primary drivers of arterial plaque formation. Your arteries literally repair themselves during deep sleep. Cut that short night after night, and you are denying them the recovery window they depend on. This is not just about feeling tired the next morning. This is about your arteries aging faster than they should. Think about it. When was the last time you actually got 7 to 8 consecutive hours? Mistake number 3. Living with chronic low-grade stress. We all have stress. But here is what long-term stress does inside your body. Cortisol, your primary stress hormone, chronically elevates blood pressure. And that constant pressure erodes arterial walls over time. On top of that, cortisol promotes visceral fat, that deep belly fat surrounding your organs. Visceral fat is not passive tissue. It actively secretes inflammatory chemicals called cytokines directly into your bloodstream. And elevated cortisol also increases platelet stickiness, meaning your blood is more prone to clotting. 3 separate pathways, all from stress you may not even notice anymore because it has become your baseline normal. Mistake number 4. Swapping whole fruit for fruit juice. This one genuinely feels healthy. It is not. When you juice fruit, 3 things happen. First, you lose the fiber, which means sugar hits your bloodstream much faster. Second, that rapid blood sugar spike drives the same VLDL and small dense LDL production we discussed in mistake 1. Third, and this is the part that is less widely known, many of the protective polyphenols in fruit are actually bound to the fiber. When you remove the fiber, you remove a significant portion of the very compounds that protect arterial walls. A glass of orange juice is metabolically far closer to a soft drink than it is to eating a whole orange. Eat the fruit. Skip the juice. Mistake number 5. Cooking with seed oils. Canola oil, soybean oil, and corn oil. These are in almost every kitchen and almost every restaurant. The problem is what happens when you heat them. These seed oils oxidize at normal cooking temperatures and produce a compound called 4-hydroxynonenal, or 4-HNE. Research published in journals including Free Radical Biology and Medicine has shown that 4-HNE directly damages arterial walls, promotes oxidative stress, and accelerates plaque development. The oils that hold up better under heat include avocado oil for high heat cooking, extra virgin olive oil for low to medium heat and dressings, and butter or ghee for moderate heat. A simple swap with a meaningful long-term difference. Mistake number 6. Neglecting your dental health. This connection surprises most people, but the evidence is strong. Periodontal disease, chronic gum disease, introduces specific bacteria into your bloodstream on a regular basis. One bacterium in particular, called Porphyromonas gingivalis, has been found directly inside arterial plaques. A landmark 2011 study published in the Journal of Internal Medicine found P. gingivalis present in 91% of atherosclerotic plaques examined. These bacteria trigger immune responses that accelerate inflammation inside artery walls. Brushing twice daily, flossing, and seeing your dentist every 6 months is not just about your smile. It is directly connected to your cardiovascular health. Now here is where it gets interesting, and this is the one I promised you at the start. Mistake number 7. Taking calcium supplements without vitamin K2. Millions of people, especially women over 50, take calcium supplements for bone health. That intention is not wrong. But most calcium supplements do not include vitamin K2, and that missing cofactor makes a critical difference. Here is the mechanism. Calcium on its own has no destination signal in the body. Without vitamin K2, supplemental calcium can deposit not just in your bones, but in soft tissue, including your arteries. Arterial calcification is literally the hardening and narrowing of arteries from calcium deposits. Vitamin K2 activates a protein called matrix GLA protein, which directs calcium toward bone and actively pulls it away from arterial walls. Research from the Rotterdam study, a large cardiovascular cohort published in the Journal of Nutrition, found that higher vitamin K2 intake was associated with significantly reduced arterial calcification and lower cardiovascular mortality. If you are taking calcium without K2, check the label today. Look specifically for MK7, that is the form of K2 with the best absorption and longest half-life in the body. This is genuinely counterintuitive because you are doing something that feels responsible for your health, and it may be quietly working against your arteries at the same time. Mistake number 8. Sitting for more than 8 unbroken hours. Prolonged sitting reduces circulation, increases fibrinogen, a clotting protein, and raises blood pressure. Even if you exercise in the morning, long unbroken sitting significantly undermines that benefit. A study from the Mayo Clinic found that sedentary time is an independent cardiovascular risk factor. Set a timer. Move for 2 minutes every single hour. Mistake number 9. Drinking too little water. Dehydration thickens blood, increases blood viscosity, and forces the heart to work harder, all of which increase arterial strain. Most adults over 50 are mildly dehydrated by default because the thirst sensation weakens with age. Make hydration a deliberate habit. 6 to 8 glasses of water daily is a reasonable baseline for most people. Mistake number 10. Smoking or regularly breathing secondhand smoke. Smoking damages the endothelium, the inner lining of your arteries, directly and immediately. Research from Johns Hopkins Medicine shows that even occasional secondhand smoke exposure causes measurable arterial stiffness within minutes. There is no safe level. Now here is the critical point most videos skip entirely. It is not just one of these mistakes that damages your arteries. It is the combination. You might sleep 6 hours, drink orange juice at breakfast, cook with canola oil, and sit at a desk all day, and none of it feels alarming individually. But your arteries experience all of it simultaneously, every single day. Inflammation compounds, oxidative stress compounds. Plaque builds slowly, quietly, layer by layer over years. But the good news, and this is real, is that the reversal works the same way. Small consistent corrections compound over time too. Your arteries have more capacity for recovery than most people realize, especially when you remove multiple triggers at once. Here is your practical action protocol. Replace refined carbs, white bread, white rice, processed snacks, with whole grains, legumes, and vegetables. Protect your sleep. 7 to 8 hours is arterial maintenance, not a luxury. Manage cortisol actively, a 10-minute walk, 4-7-8 breathing, and cutting caffeine after noon, all produce measurable cortisol reductions. Eat whole fruit, not juice. Switch to avocado oil for high heat, extra virgin olive oil for low heat. Brush twice daily, floss daily, and schedule a dental visit every 6 months. If you take calcium supplements, look for MK7 form of vitamin K2 combined. Ideally, 90 to 180 micrograms of MK7 daily, taken with your calcium dose. Break up sitting with 2 minutes of movement every hour. Hydrate intentionally with 6 to 8 glasses of water daily. And eliminate smoke exposure wherever you have control. At Mediment Health, the goal is always to give you the information that does not fit into a 10-minute doctor visit. You deserve to understand the daily mechanisms, not just a cholesterol number on a printout. If even 2 or 3 of these mistakes were things you did not know before today, share this video with someone you care about, because they are very likely taking calcium supplements without K2 and have no idea. If this was useful, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this information. Subscribe so you do not miss what is coming next. 5 specific foods shown in clinical research to actively reduce existing arterial plaque. Not just prevent it, reduce it. That video is coming very soon. Take care of those arteries. They have been working every second of your life. It is time to return the favor. Health disclaimer. The information in this video is intended for general educational purposes only, and does not constitute medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making changes to your diet, supplement routine, or lifestyle, especially if you have an existing medical condition or are taking prescription medications.